Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Bob14435 and welcome back to another episode of Jurassic Myths. Today we'll be covering an obscure and rarely discussed topic of the first film. What species was meant for the Reserve Paddock? In the first film, we are given a computer monitor that displays a variety of paddocks and the species the paddocks were designed for. These paddocks are the Brachiosaurus, the Velociraptor, the Tyrannosaurus, two Dilophosaurus paddocks, although one may have been Gallimimus, and the Reserve Paddock. The term reserve most likely means that no species has been designated to the paddock yet. We can assume that other prehistoric species like the Pteranodon and Tylosaurus wouldn't have been located in a standard paddock, and since the Compsognathus was not originally planned for an attraction on Nublar and instead snuck onto the island from transport barges from Isla Sorna, that the paddock was not meant for them either. Instead, what if the paddock was meant for another dinosaur, a dinosaur not even meant to exist? A dinosaur like the Troodon. Okay, no, I can't keep this up. It's Baryonyx. Of course it's Baryonyx. Everything says Baryonyx. I mean, there's a reason no one ever discusses this, because it's already been solved. And honestly, the last thing we need is another Paddock 10. Video on that coming soon, by the way.
Baryonyx is a dinosaur from the early Cretaceous period. It was discovered in England and is characterized by its elongated snout and crocodile-like appearance. At over 30 feet in length and weighing around 2 tons, Baryonyx was a large predator that hunted fish and other small prey around large bodies of water. One of the most striking features of Baryonyx is its large, curved claws, which are reminiscent of those of a bear or big cat, and are a testament to the power and agility of this impressive dinosaur.
Now, onto the real reason we decided to make a video on this. Why is the Reserve Paddock Baryonyx? Okay, well, I don't really have some sort of made-up headcanon explanation for why John Hammond decided on Baryonyx, but I do have a story to tell. You see, in the first film, we don't see paddock locations for every species planned in the park, but we do in the park's brochure map. I assume based on this information that the park's computer system wasn't fully updated, and from what I can tell, there are a total of 3, maybe 4 versions of the paddock layout. The first was the original layout seen in the film, including the 2 Dilophosaurus paddocks and the Reserve Paddock. The second is the park brochure, which includes every species planned for opening day. However, I don't believe this is the final layout, as according to Jurassic Park the game, the Velociraptor paddock was meant to be replaced with Herrerasaurus, and its paddock is located further north. My guess is that they temporarily replaced the Velociraptors with Dilophosaurus before finally deciding on Herrerasaurus. The third would have been the final layout for opening day, including a permanent paddock for the Velociraptor and the installation of the Herrerasaurus paddock. The fourth and final layout would have been Jurassic Park in all its glory, including the aviary, marine facility, Stegosaurus, and whatever species Hammond would have added after the park had opened. Now, back to the Reserve Paddock. Determining what species would have been placed here would have been between the first and second layout phases, so the placement for most of the opening day species had not been decided. We can assume that they had selected a handful of possible candidates. We see a variety of species in Jurassic Park the game being studied by Dr. Laura Sorkin, and it's assumed that since she's no longer a working lab geneticist and instead demoted to a field scientist, that Hammond likely relied on her research into determining what species would have been placed in Jurassic Park. This not only gives a reason to why we see a variety of species in Sorkin's lab, but it also gives InGen a reason to keep funding Sorkin's research, such as studying the calls of Parasaurolophus. From this information, we can assume that the candidates for the Reserve Paddock were, number 1, Baryonyx. We know this because it was ultimately decided on. Number 2, Metriacanthosaurus, as we see its skull in Sorkin's lab along with Parasaurolophus, which is number 3. Number 4 is Parasaurolophus. Since this variant is likely different from those we actually see in the first film, it's possible a second paddock would have been constructed, possibly around the idea of using their calls to manipulate their actions. Number 5, I don't think they would have actually considered Troodon, but I will say Troodon for clickbait purposes. Of course, as to why InGen ultimately decided on Baryonyx, we may never know. But hey, maybe leave a comment down below on why you guys think it's Baryonyx. And while you're at it, consider liking and subscribing. It really helps us determine what you guys like about the channel. And check out our Patreon if you're interested in special perks and access to an upcoming Ambermine project. Thank you guys for watching and enjoy the rest of your Jurassic June. This is Bob14435, signing off.
Hey Amber Miners, thanks for watching today's video. Be sure to click the subscribe button on your way out and click the bell icon to be notified of our videos when we upload them. Consider leaving a like on this video so we know that you enjoyed it. Leave a comment about content that you would like to see come to this channel. And be sure to check the description for links to our Discord if you would like to talk to the team more directly. Check out our Patreon if you would like to help fund the team and its upcoming projects. Remember, this is a fan group reviewing the depths of our favorite franchise, and that we are in no way affiliated with the groups and companies that own them. Be sure to support Universal Studios and Amblin Entertainment. This has been an Ambermine production. Thank you for mining with us.